Uriah Hall and Andre Muniz in the UFC middleweight division. Andre, 32 and a half years old, going to be a little bit taller than Uriah Hall, but a little bit less in terms of reach. Now, none of that really matters. There's two clear things that are going to happen here. One thing, Andre Muniz, one of the best grapplers in the middleweight division, probably the best grappler in the UFC middleweight division, gets an armbar or rear naked in the first round. That is one outcome to the fight. That's a very, very likely outcome. The other outcome is that he gets knocked out. He got knocked out by Azamat Murzakanov, a rising UFC contender. He got knocked out by Julio Cesar Santos. And then for these two fights, Julio Cesar Santos again and Douglas Mora, I really have no idea what those losses were. We'll check right here. They're all knockout losses. So clearly you can see like a pattern here. He's either going to get knocked out by the knockout artist, Uriah Hall, or Andre Muniz is going to go out there, get to fight to the ground, and he's going to submit Uriah Hall. And I'm leaning more towards his submission. I've been on Andre Muniz since he joined the UFC, to be quite honest with you. I did not do a prediction for Antonio Arroyo because I didn't have this channel back then, but I did have him beating Bartosz Sabinski. I had him beating Eric Anders. This fight was a 50-50 for me, but he submitted everyone he's gone across, and he's done it with flying colors. No matter what, he's like a Charles Oliveira, where he'll find a way to get the fight to the ground. I mean, even if he can't land the takedown, he can literally body lock you and get you down some way or another. So I think that's what's going to happen here. Uriah Hall, I'm pretty positive, actually got taken down in his last fight with Sean Strickland. He looked very good before that, but I mean, Bavon Lewis isn't really the best. Anderson Silva was aging at the time. Then the Chris Weidman was a weird win. Carlos Jr. was a split decision. I don't know. He's never been submitted in his career, which is why this matchup is very, very interesting. But Andre Muniz just, I feel like he'll find a way to get the fight to the ground. I could be wrong. I think there's a good shot Uriah Hall just goes for broke in this fight and just starts throwing crazy stuff and tries to get the knockout on Uriah on Andre Muniz and knocks him out in the first round. But this is a clear fight that is not going to go to a decision. I mean, the chances of that happening, I doubt there's any decision props or decision like predictions on here. 9% decision on Muniz and then 33% decision on Hall. It's not going to happen. The fight is not going to go the distance. It's Muniz submission or Hall by knockout. And sorry about that. I'm going to go Andre Muniz by submission. I think he's honestly the main threat to Israel Adesanya. That's also going to be a fight on this card. I got Adesanya, Jerry Cannonier, and then you got this fight on the prelims, which is going to be very, very solid. You also got Drihu and Brad Tavares, but Andre Muniz is literally the only guy in the UFC middleweight division I think has a very, very good chance of beating the champion right here. He can also get dominated by Israel. He can lose to every single one of the top 15 guys, but he can beat all of the top 15 guys. That's just what Andre Muniz is. He can go out there and beat Yuri Prochazka. He can go out there and beat Usman on any day, but he can get dominated by them on any single day. Really just matters on if he can get the fight to the ground. If he can, he's going to get the submission, which I do think he will get. I'm going to go Andre Muniz by a submission. Put your predictions down below. Make sure to like, make sure to subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Let's go.